Hey guys, how we doing?
Morning, everybody.
Yeah, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
It's with great sadness and joy that we are starting the last season of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, our first show, and we're getting into the last season.
I know, and it's like we're gonna rewatch it, obviously, not in the
Yeah,
same
this is
way,
very rewatchable
but
for
we're
sure,
watching
right?
our own time. Watching it a second time, it takes away a lot of that mystery and that first time experience of
Sure.
really enjoying the show because we've done this for a while now,
Right.
and I'm still surprised every Monday when we start the show. It's amazing.
Absolutely. But I do think that this is one of the shows, like, because I have a couple of shows, like I like to have background stuff
Me
on,
too.
or be watching something, or if I'm like gonna just chill on the couch and thumb through a magazine or
Sure.
the internet or whatever, and have something on that I like that's comforting.
Mhm.
And I feel like Schitt's Creek is a perfect show for that. I've used
It
Parks
is.
and Rec for years, but I think I'm gonna do when I'm done with Schitt's Creek. That's what's gonna be there for me. It's kind of like
Me too.
a friend to hang out with, you know?
It is, and I think it has a better pace too than let's say Parks and Rec, The Office.
Sure, it does. For first off, it doesn't have a weak season
Doesn't have a weak
like
season
those shows did.
whatsoever.
As much as I love Parks and Rec, the first two seasons I think are weak seasons.
Same with The Office. That's
Right.
a very famous one too.
The first season is weak.
As
Yeah.
much as I love James Spader, the
Right.
last two seasons
And
are
the
bad
last two
too.
seasons are terrible. I'd watch the first season of The Office 100 times before I'd watch those last two again.
I know. Well, I don't know. I like this Robert California. Anyways, but no, this show though, there's actual stakes, and they have like a storyline in the last, uh, for sure, the season 4 and season 5. They have a storyline that goes through the season, and the payoff for it has been really good.
It's so rewarding.
And
That's a great way to describe this show. Is rewarding.
And I think
Yeah.
that season 5 it didn't go unresolved, but there's still obviously the engagement to get to.
I think it's great.
Th-
I'm looking
There's a
forward to
lot.
the Patrick engagement. I'm sure we get the wedding,
Yeah,
right?
there's a
Yeah.
lot that we have to cover here. What's up with Ted and Alexis?
That's my big mystery. That's my big blind spot right there. Is what's going to happen with them. And again, how do you end this show? Do the characters leave Schitt's Creek? Do they all
Mhm.
decide to stay? Do one or two of them leave? I
Yeah.
think, and I have no idea. I think the two women, Alexis and Moira,
Mhm.
have every reason to leave Schitt's Creek
They do.
because of the kind of careers that they're starting to have. Schitt's Creek doesn't feel like the place for them. Johnny could be in Schitt's Creek running the motel forever
Forever.
and be happy. I feel like,
Yeah.
not without his obviously rest of his family. And David obviously has built a really solid foundation of a life there as well.
He has, and yeah, because he's got Patrick.
He's got Patrick
have
and
a
his business, and
yeah.
they're building a home together.
And it's weird how the kids kind of parallel their parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're very similar.
that they are, aren't they?
And
Because
I love that.
yeah, because the two guys I think could be happy in Schitt's Creek forever.
I do too. So the Moira thing, right? We were both pretty sure starting the last episode that she was going to leave, but the Crows movie is now shelved.
It is, but
It's got to come out eventually. I think.
right. I think that is such a cool storyline
Mhm.
that I don't think there's any way that it's just gone. You know what I mean? I think to end the season,
They showed us it.
right? Yeah, to end the season, it's a dark finish for Moira that kind of puts her in a different headspace.
Almost
I mean,
cliffhanger-esque.
she climbed back. Right, she
Yeah.
climbed back into the closet as
Yeah.
she had done before on the
Just
show.
sobbing.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be a payoff with that. I think because remember she got the movie made after like the director was phoning it
It
in.
was terrible. Yeah.
Right, and she was like, "No, we're really going to do this and make this happen." Like a professional, she was really admirable through all of that.
She was.
And I feel like it's going to be her go-getiveness. I know that's not a word. That's gonna kind of get the movie back. I feel like Moira's going to have some type of tricks up her sleeve, some roll up her sleeves and get it done kind of thing to make the movie still happen. I think the movie's still going to happen, and I think Moira and possibly with the help of her PR person Alexis
Mhm.
are going to make the movie happen
I was
still.
going to add that little note
Yeah,
there too.
yeah.
Alexis's help, they might have this movie back in the theaters.
Right. I mean, I know we may be
Or on TV.
or whatever, right? I know we may be being overly optimistic,
Yeah.
but I feel like this show warrants that. You know what
It
I mean?
does. The show is the optimism show.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's so happy-go-lucky. You know what I mean? Even Roland. Like the annoying buddy character is still one of the best parts of the show.
Can you imagine? Imagine? Can you believe how from season one to now, even these side characters have gotten so endearing, like Ronnie? And
Ronnie.
I still love Bob, even though he is the most annoying person on the show, in my opinion.
He has become the most annoying person.
But I like him.
I do too.
He's gleefully says the wrong thing. Him and Roland both.
They're so unaware.
But I think the lack of awareness is what makes it not detestable.
Everybody in Schitt's Creek is unaware. Everybody.
That's the beauty of
Even Ray.
Yeah, Ray is. Stevie started that way.
She did.
Yeah, everyone. I think the only person that seemed to really kind of get everything, and even she has her moments, is Ronnie. Who
Ronnie.
I love Ronnie, but Ronnie, whenever Ronnie was being sarcastic or cutting, I feel like she was the one person who was aware enough that she was doing it.
I would say Twyla a little bit. She's like
Sure.
unintentionally insightful.
She is, yeah, she's unintentionally wise.
Yeah, which is really fun. I love it when the characters just go to the cafe and they just get advice from Twyla, and Twyla has no idea what they're talking
Oh,
about.
for sure.
Love
Twyla's amazing.
But yeah, it's just I'm gonna miss it so much. And,
Yeah.
and whatever we do, we have talked about replacing the show after
Right.
we're done. We had a really fun idea actually.
Yeah, let us know what you think of this, guys. We've kind of talked about the idea of watching the more modern Christopher Guest movies that have both Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy in them. So Joe and I have both seen Spinal Tap a million times. So
Yes.
we're not talking about doing Spinal Tap, and I don't think Catherine O'Hara was in it. Eugene Levy was barely in it, as I recall. It's been a few years since I watched it, but I probably watched it 8 times.
When I was a kid, I watched a lot.
Right. Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show, and
Is it a
Mighty Wind.
Yeah,
Those 3 have really been recommended a lot on the channel.
and I've never seen them.
And the fourth one we've kind of been told to steer clear from for your consideration.
Yeah.
Only because it's apparently not a great movie.
Gotcha. Yeah. See, I like Rob Reiner and Chris Guest in Spinal Tap, obviously.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I've heard nothing but good things. And obviously, Princess Bride.
Yeah.
He's great, the Six Finger Man.
He is, yeah.
So I want to check it out, and obviously I want to see these two bounce off one another again.
Right.
So, and also I don't think there's a Schitt's Creek without those movies.
Probably not. No,
Yeah.
because I think obviously Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy go back all the way to Second City. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really feel like this is
In response to that.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like Dan probably called up Catherine. It's like, hey, I'm making this show.
It's almost stunt casting.
Almost, yeah. It's like my dad's going to play my dad. Do you want to play my mom? And I'm sure that was the pitch to her.
And I'm sure in many ways she is like a mother in real life, especially if her and Eugene have been close all these
Well,
years.
I mean, they do have great. I mean, obviously they're married to other people and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was ever romantic,
and they've
but
had great careers separately.
right. But they have such great chemistry together, like such great chemistry.
I don't want to see them separated anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
After the show, it's like
I can't watch Splash the same way again. Or American Pie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say American Pie. Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't age well anyway.
Let's tell your mother we ate it all.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't watched American Pie in years, but I watched a reaction to it.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like, oh, like the people watching had never seen it, and they're like, I'm like, yeah, that was pretty bad.
I watched it with a girlfriend one time, and it got to the big scene where they record.
Yeah,
She was like, he should be in jail. I'm
He
like,
should.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's like, oh wait,
It's the 90s.
well, because I saw it when I was a kid and thought it was
Me
funny,
too,
but now
yeah.
I'm like, why did I think it was funny that they were going to record this girl naked without her consent or
Yeah.
knowledge?
And then she gets sent away because of
and
it, yeah.
broadcast it to the whole high school.
Yeah.
That's not funny or cool.
Didn't age well. but
Did not age well.
It's a nostalgic hang of anything else.
We do want to welcome some new Patreon subscribers over the weekend, guys. So Veronica, Barbara Bass, Rod Carla, Andrew Ayala, Sarah Oven Carrera, Manny Blackson, and Mr. Morecombe. Thank you so much, guys. And I'm sorry if I got any of those names completely butchered in pronunciation, but we're very, very happy you're here with us.
We really, really are, guys. And if you're watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you want to hit the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah. If you'd like to see a full length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, including the entire run of Schitt's Creek, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. You will need to sync and watch along on your own device or streaming service. You'll only see and hear us. We're also doing 30 Rock right now as a Patreon exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So other comedy and a lot of other things going on over there.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, she's still packing for the Galapagos. Yeah.
Picking up
Sure you don't want any help with that?
Oh, yes, he already
I
left.
fit my high
so
school
yeah,
best
right.
friend
she's
into a
a week
suitcase way smaller than this. Can't wait to
think
get
it's a
to the
kill.
Galapagos and breathe the sea air and get my...
Beach curls back. Yeah, you've mentioned that a couple times.
I'm sorry. We've started looking at wedding venues and no one chose to tell me.
Touring a wedding
I don't think
venue
it's
is an
a
incredibly
relapse.
intimate
No,
thing,
no.
and we wanted to keep it small.
We're out of the house.
Right.
John, remind me to reprimand that latch. It's been awfully moody today.
like when a dog's
There's bedding in there. How long has she been in there?
Sadly,
Assuming a week.
I won't be able to squire you for today's wedding venue peregrination.
Okay, does nobody care that I'm going to be gone for 6 months?
Yes, of course we care, honey. Don't we, Moira?
Take me with you.
Okay, on that note...
That's so funny.
Can you turn off your alarm?
Was that fire? Baby?
Oh, no, not now.
Oh, no. Is she stuck in a fire?
No, this is not. This is not how I go.
Right now,
Dreams are
please.
in slumber.
I need to see that.
Carry me.
Well, I can't. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Carry me.
My babies.
No, your kids aren't here.
My girls.
What girls?
My girls.
Oh.
Lorna, second from the left.
Okay.
If she takes on smoke, she'll never recover.
This place looks nice.
Yeah, it's the only venue for miles that doesn't look like a crime scene from a missing person docuseries. Hi. David Rose. I'm the one getting married. And this is my partner, Patrick.
Hi.
So,
Gentlemen,
But there's no way they can afford this.
all of our
Oh, wow.
catering is
That's
provided
amazing.
by the neighboring farm.
There's no way.
it's perfect.
It is perfect.
This place is beautiful.
Yeah.
There is no way.
I think this is it.
We all imagine being carried from the ashes by the goddess Artemis, and here I get a ballotron from Barnum and Bailey. I have been gifted a smoke signal, and you will never again find me back in the closet. I all but perished in the name of an unrequited love for an industry that has burned me over and over again. It's time my career took its final bow.
There's no way now.
There's no
Someone's gonna pop back in and say, "Your
Oh, if-
movie's
if,
great." Something.
Okay, smiles
Seriously,
over here,
this
please.
place looks
I'd want to
amazing.
know what we're doing.
I couldn't afford this.
No.
Okay, like a little bit less eager and
I
maybe
feel
one without
uncomfortable just standing
speaking.
in
No
there.
offense.
Yeah.
Are these in dollars?
Stevie.
Are these in dollars?
Okay. Is there a package lower than the bronze package? This might be the worst day of my life.
Okay, look. You're clearly very desperate, and I'm feeling terribly for you. First Sunday of every month is discounted already, and we're unlikely to find someone else this late in the game, so...
8%
Yes,
off?
but the only problem is, it's a month from today.
This
Say
is
yes.
basically free.
David, that's
Nope.
not enough time.
I will not be here in 1 month, so I guess that makes me the dead weight.
Okay, we can't get married without Alexis.
Why? She's the one that can't wait to get out of here.
If this is the kind of bride you're gonna be, I'm glad that I'm leaving.
Ooh.
We didn't end up taking the venue.
Dang.
Really? What stopped you? Did they like run out of sandwiches or?
I might have overreacted, and for that I am apologetic.
That's such a
So
weak
you're
apology.
sorry.
To think I nearly made you a widower? Oh, John, I can just see you aimlessly wandering
At least she's
through
out of the
life.
wig.
I know.
He does such a good job humoring
And
her.
with your
does.
career behind
her,
you, we'll be able to
eccentricities.
take advantage of more days like
A lot of
this.
patience, that man. Yeah.
We seem to have found ourselves alone again, Mr. Rose.
Are they going skinny
Moira,
dipping?
that was 15 years ago. What if someone sees us?
They're
Before
wearing
we
suits.
rebaptize
Yeah.
ourselves, I'm going to
Right.
call my agent and make it official. Moira Rose is tech unavail. She has a life to live.
Or the fact that you've been talking nonstop about how desperate you are to get out of here. I think it might be hurting his feelings. I've actually been jealous of your trip. Like, you're getting out there, seeing the world. I might need to be doing more of that. I just wish I
Is
had
Stevie
your...
gonna take off? I never considered Stevie leaving Schitt's Creek.
What's going on?
No.
I think I found the problem. Your flight's not leaving for another month.
What? Give me that.
You're not leaving on July 8th. You're leaving on August 7th.
What?
Yeah.
And my stupid ticket doesn't allow for any changes.
I'm Officer Cornwall. I
Oh
was
my
off duty
God.
when I came across this man in a state of undress down by the creek. I found your husband sunning himself in the creek like he was in some Grecian bath.
No, I don't think we need to editorialize.
I think we can leave it at a warning.
Well, thank you, officer, for your almost militant commitment to the protection of our community. The Crows movie is back in business.
There it is.
Nice.
Yep.
What?
Yes, apparently it's been picked up by Interflex, a brand new streaming service. At the precise moment I choose to walk away, the industry comes crawling back to me on all fours.
For sure.
I am sorry also for rubbing my trip in your face. I feel so bad about standing in the way of your dream wedding. But maybe I should just like push my trip back by a month. My flight got delayed.
Delayed by a month?
This is like watching a car crash.
You mixed up the day and the month on your ticket again, didn't you?
Okay, well, the upside is that you guys can now take the place. So actually, you're welcome.
She's right, David.
Can I just say that I'm surprised that David let Patrick wear
It's like
a braided
1,000
belt?
babies
Yeah.
teething.
They process their pork on the first Sunday of every month, hence our
That's why it's
discounted
cheap.
rates.
Yeah.
Hey, this is not a winner, Clive.
Okay, I can't
Yeah.
stop hearing it.
That's
It sounded
awful.
like a
That should be
1,000
free.
guinea pigs were being shoved into a wood chipper.
He's devastated, obviously, but
Big
he
cheap
did
rat
say
hole
that
that
it's
got me.
probably for the best because he still hasn't lizard-proofed his place, and I have absolutely no desire to be there until that happens.
What if we got married here?
What if we got married under a highway overpass?
I'm serious.
You're right. At the
Means
hotel?
something to you guys.
That's great.
What a fun career.
This was like one of my.
It's
This
great.
was amazing. Yeah, like honestly, like everything was like it was so fast paced, and like the jokes landed every time.
Every time, every beat was perfect here.
Yeah.
And can I just say that I felt like no actor had more fun in this than Stevie.
Yeah,
I felt like she was just spot on.
having a
With,
blast. Yeah.
like just like the stand-in for the audience, just watching everything crash around her, and we're having so much fun doing it. I loved her. She brought so much joy to this episode, didn't she?
Which is funny because she's
Right.
usually like
The downer.
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
not. She's like, I'm just loving the horror show that's happening right here.
And you know what? So did I.
I
It
did
was-
too.
That was amazing. But also, like now we might be able to have our cake and eat it too. They're
Right.
gonna get married, and for a minute there, we were worried about Ted and Alexis.
Right.
If she's leaving in a month,
Then
that's how the season could end. Is
right with her leaving.
Yeah.
She's gonna go, yeah.
And we were kind of.
I don't think they're gonna get married, but you're right. They may not break up.
Yeah, I don't want them to break up.
I don't either.
But also, no Ted.
Yeah.
No Ted this season. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, we don't know what kind of timeline they're going to use, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Um,
Or FaceTime. Maybe we'll see some Ted.
yeah, maybe we'll see some Ted FaceTime. Maybe Ted comes back for whatever reason. Maybe it's like The Office and he gets hurt and comes home like Toby did.
It was parasailing.
Yeah, it was parasailing, right?
Full body cast.
Right. But yeah, it I don't know now what the timeline's going to be like for the wedding because it sounded like it was going to be a rush job because they're going to take the venue, but now that they're not,
Yeah.
they could put it off as long as they want.
Yeah, really.
And so it could be after 6 months before it happens, and Ted could be back, and him and
Sure.
Alexis could be together again for the wedding and all of that.
Interesting
Yeah,
if they chose to do that, if they did a time jump.
yeah. I was pretty
that.
sure after the last episode of season 5's conclusion that they were going to break up. I was pretty confident
Yeah.
that was going to happen, and now I'm less so because they did this kind of delay on forcing the issue. Right,
They
this,
really did.
This 1 month, they kind of like put it off.
Yeah.
It gives them a chance for narratively for more stuff, more possibilities with that relationship.
Absolutely. It does. Do they like the time away from one another? Does she want? I mean, because she's in this episode, she said that she was trying to convince herself that
Sure.
she wanted to go. So she obviously doesn't want to go,
Right.
and she wants to go for Ted.
Sure, but for the show too, it could be a situation of now that it's put off for a month, you don't have to write a storyline to where Alexis is just gone.
Yeah.
You can have her around as long. I mean, the rest of the season could last a month.
Sure.
She could be leaving at the end of the show, and it could be the wedding, and then she goes.
Yeah.
A month from now.
And that's the thing too. It's the final season. I want all the characters. I don't want to have a season without a character, especially the last season. You know what I mean?
For sure. I feel like we're watching the last Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah.
This week.
Yeah.
And the last episode did a really good job of getting most of the characters back onto the show for us.
Yeah.
At least to say goodbye to, right?
And one big musical number.
Right, right. And plus, they brought Greg back for this, and we're getting a lot more Josh, a lot more Nathaniel, and so I'm with you. I would like to have Jocelyn be a big part of this last season, and Ray to show up, and Bob to show up.
I want everybody.
Right.
I want to see all the characters so we can say good.
Sure.
I'm gonna miss them. I really am. Like that sounds
sure.
sad, but I'm gonna miss these characters.
No, it's kind of like the wonderful thing about good ensemble shows is you do a bingeable show is one that you really live with characters. It's not like going to a movie.
No,
you get
it's not. It's not.
You get these people for 30, 40 hours. On a show like this was 6 seasons at half-hour episodes, so we're probably talking a good 30+ hours.
Yeah, you could honestly you could probably binge the show in some days.
Yeah. If you're really committed to it, for sure. But you kind of live with the characters, right?
Yeah.
And then when it's over, you do kind of miss them. Like I totally get people who like reread the Harry Potter books over and over again, right?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people, but I get why when you really grow up with those with the characters and the protagonists in that story, and then when it ends, it's like a friend moving away. You know, I understand that.
I mean, crazy enough, I kind of miss the Roys on Succession, even. Yeah,
Of course, right?
You know,
Yeah, same thing. It's like
an awful hang, but it's like I miss those guys.
yeah, it's like if you watch The Office for 8 years, and even though the last couple seasons are rough, you're still gonna you're gonna miss those central characters when the show's over.
Yeah, and
because you were there with them forever,
and especially when it's like even Ted Lasso. Like I miss watching Ted Lasso and
only
Fleabag,
3 seasons,
you know?
and you and I crammed it for the channel.
Yeah,
but yeah, I definitely I really hope that they do another Ted Lasso just without Sudeikis, do an AFC Richmond show.
And I used to really not be a fan of that, of like the spin-offs or like the hour-long TV specials.
Sure,
you know, because it's like, all right, you're milking this dry. But now I kind of get it. Now, because like we weren't big TV guys before when we first started doing this.
Right.
We had obviously seen some TV, but like we're mostly movie
guys, right? Sure.
And so having the opportunity to be here on this channel and watch these shows, it's put it in another perspective for me.
Absolutely. And it really helps, I think, that we get the engagement from other people who've watched and really like the shows as well. It's been really great.
It really enriches it. It really, because you guys are so passionate.
It's like it's watching the show as a community rather than just, sitting home by yourself and watching the show. It's a completely different experience.
Yeah.
Right.
So
when you get to share it with other people who also have watched and loved the show.
And you guys let us know so much about it too.
For sure.
So we really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really glad you're here with us. And we are very sad that we are in the final stretch here of Schitt's Creek.
Let us know about those movies though.
Right. And I don't know if it really matters now. We're going to talk more about it. But as far as after we do those movies, if we do them, we want another prestige family sitcom.
So it's in the same wheelhouse.
Right. Give us some suggestions.
Yes, please.
There are several that for NBC we're sure won't let us do them. But we'll see. And we were considering possibly Modern Family as a follow-up to this one.
It kind of seems like a logical choice. I've never seen it. Obviously, it's been around forever, so
I've sporadically seen stuff from it for sure. But
on TV.
But to sit that to sit down and just like watch it, I've never done that either. But I mean, I know enough to really know who the cast is.
Yeah, Ty Burrell and all
right.
that.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think of Modern Family as a possible replacement, or if you have another suggestion for something that goes along a really good, heartfelt, prestige 30-minute comedy.
Don't say Ozark, please.
Yeah, that was too heavy for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a couple months still to decide.
Yeah, we do.
And we'll talk to you next time.